This presentation is directed towards incoming freshmen and the payment process at Kent State University. We will look at an example of an invoice, what's going to be listed on your invoice, how financial aid is deducted from your bill, and payment plan options. There is a common misconception that the financial aid office also handles billing. However, this is incorrect. Billing is handled by a completely different office, which is called the Bursar's office. Questions such as how much is tuition, how much am I going to be charged, and am I going to get a refund check can all be answered by the Bursar's office or on their website at www.kent.edu/Bursar. Invoices are sent each semester, not for the entire academic year. These invoices are emailed to the student's kent.edu email address. They are no longer mailed. If students have allowed parents access through KSU View, they could also receive notification of an invoice. An e-bill will be sent in July for the fall semester, which is due in August. An e-bill will be sent in December for the spring semester, which is due in January. Items that will appear on your invoice will be direct costs owed to Kent State University, including tuition and fees, and room and board if applicable. At the bottom of your invoice is your estimated financial aid. These awards are based off of what you are awarded in Flashline, whether you have accepted the aid or not. This will then show you the student's out-of-pocket balance, if any, owed to Kent State for that semester. Keep in mind, Flashline will have the most current information. Next, we will break down the direct costs. The first direct cost that is going to be listed on your invoice will be tuition and fees. On the Bursar's website, you can find the tuition cost per credit hour for both the Kent campus and regional campuses for Ohio residents and non-residents. If your student is going to be full-time, which is currently 12 to 18 credit hours, you can find the tuition charges in the chart and see that there is a flat rate applied to these students. Each additional credit hour above 18 is then charged an additional fee per hour. Depending on the major or program in which the student enrolls, they may incur some additional fees on top of their tuition. A good example of this is for the flight students. Those that are going into the flight program or aeronautics tend to incur a higher program fee than usual. On average, course or program fees range between a few extra $100s. However, for flight students, these fees can account for an additional $5,000 to $6,000 on top of the tuition. It is important to keep this in mind in your financial planning. Work with your student's academic advisor to learn more about the fees associated with their courses or program. The next direct cost that you are going to see listed on your invoice is housing. Where is the student going to live on campus? We have listed here the room rate range for the upcoming academic year. Housing charges vary by residence hall and room. Room rates range from $3,180 to $5,030, depending on the student's preferences. Suite and private rooms are more expensive. Housing is handled by our Resident Services Office. The move-in date this year is August 25th. You can view more information at www.kent.edu/housing. Another direct cost that you are going to see on your invoice is the meal plan, referred to as the board plan. There are 4 different types of board plans from which to choose. The larger meal plans are more expensive. On average, our students find the basic meal plan to be sufficient. However, you're also able to add funds to their flash card, which can be used at different restaurants and stores, both on campus and throughout the community. For instance, if your student has purchased the basic meal plan, it's now late November, and they are running low, funds can be added to their flash card. All dining plans roll over from fall to spring semester with the purchase of another dining plan for the spring semester. Premier and Premier Plus balances roll over year to year, but only with the purchase of another Premier or Premier Plus plan for the upcoming fall semester. Now, let's look at an example. Here you will see the charges on Suzie Kent's invoice. This is an example of what your invoice is going to look like when you receive it in late July. Suzie Kent is an in-state resident who is attending full-time. Her instructional fees, which are those being charged for her classes, are going to be $4,196. Her general fees, which cover campus services such as the use of the rec center, student organizations, transportation, things of that nature, are going to be $810. So her total tuition, just tuition, is going to be $5,006 per semester as an in-state full-time student. Those amounts will be different if she were an out-of-state student attending a regional campus or not enrolling full-time. Then there may be program fees, which we estimated at $100 per semester for the purposes of this example. Please keep in mind that these fees may be more or less depending on your student's major and courses. Suzie decided to go with a standard double room and the basic board or meal plan. Her total bill for this semester is $10,466. Please note that this does not include charges for books, transportation, or personal expenses. These are indirect costs and will not be charged on your invoice. It is important to consider these expenses when financially planning and budgeting for the academic year. The only expenses for which Kent State will charge on your invoice are tuition, program and course fees, housing, and meal plan. Now we're going to talk about the different payment options available. The first is the single payment. Let's look now at Suzie Kent's financial aid, which is at the bottom of the invoice. It's going to show you the financial aid available to the student. Suzie has her scholarships, the Pell Grant, the Perkins loan, and her subsidized and unsubsidized loans. As a dependent freshman student, she can borrow up to $5,500 in subsidized and unsubsidized loans combined for the year, which is then split evenly between the fall and spring semesters. The amount you see is less the loan origination fee of 1.068%. The only difference between the subsidized and unsubsidized loans is that the subsidized loan's interest is paid by the Department of Education while the student is in school at least half-time. Keep in mind that we do not automatically deduct federal work-study from your bill. Students eligible for federal work-study funds must find and secure a work-study eligible job, and wages are paid from their federal work-study award. The paycheck goes directly to the student, so the student can decide whether to put that check in the bank or use the check for their books or personal expenses. So we can see here that Suzie Kent has a total of $5,705 for each semester in available financial aid. Now that we know Suzie's direct charges from Kent State and her available financial aid, subtract the financial aid from the total bill. This leaves a balance due of $4,761. With the single payment option, a single payment of $4,761 is paid to the Bursar's office on or before the due date in August. When making a single payment, it can be submitted online at payonline.kent.edu. There is no need to visit or call the Bursar's office. As a parent, guardian, or other family member, you can also receive invoices so you will know when the bill is due. On this website, at the bottom right, there are instructions on how to become an authorized user. This is where the student can sign you up to receive invoices as well as email notifications. Accepted payment methods are listed here. It is important to point out that there is a service fee assessed when paying by credit or debit card. However, there is no service fee assessed when making an electronic payment from a checking or savings account or using an electronic check. Next, we are going to discuss the monthly payment plans. You can sign up for a monthly payment plan for the semester's tuition, room, and board. Payments can be spread over 4 or 5 months. You can sign up for a monthly payment plan online at the website shown at the bottom of the screen, www.kent.afford.com. Also available on this website is affordability counseling. This allows you to review expenses, compare options, and determine which plan works best for you. Both the 4 and 5-month payment plans are coordinated through Tuition Management Services. If you sign up for a payment plan for the fall semester, The 5-month payment plan will have its first month payment due in July. Because this is prior to invoicing, you can contact the Bursar's office to discuss signing up for the 5-month payment plan and determine your first payment amount. The last payment will be due in November. If you decide to sign up for the 4-month plan for fall, the first payment will be due in August and the last payment will be due in November. Each of these plans has a $55 enrollment fee that must be paid at the time you enroll in the payment plan. If you sign up for a payment plan for the spring semester, the 5-month payment plan will have its first month payment due in December. Again, because this is prior to invoicing, you can contact the Bursar's office to discuss signing up for the 5-month payment plan and determine your first payment amount. The last payment will be due in April. If you decide to sign up for the 4-month plan for spring, the first payment will be due in January and the last payment will be due in April. As with fall, each of these plans has a $55 enrollment fee that must be paid at the time you enroll in the payment plan. Let's go back to Suzie Kent, good old Suzie. Suzie's family decided it would fit better into their budget to sign up for the 4-month payment plan. We have already figured her direct expenses and deducted her available financial aid to determine that she will have out-of-pocket expenses totaling $4,761. With the exception of program and course fees, which may vary by semester, this will be the same for both the fall and spring semesters. The Bursar's office divides this amount by 4 to determine her monthly payment amount, which is $1,190.25. As you can see, Suzie's first payment is due on August 1st. Each subsequent payment is due on the 1st of the month. Note that Suzie Kent's example does not account for use of a Parent Plus loan or a college savings plan. Any outside resources such as these will help to reduce out-of-pocket costs. Another payment plan option available to freshmen is the Kent First Payment Program. This is very similar to financing a car, but rather you are financing your student's bachelor's degree. The Bursar's office calculates the cost of your student's bachelor's degree over the course of 4 years. A down payment is required, followed by 42 monthly payments. Payments remain the same for the entire 42 months. Another payment option is the use of a prepaid college savings plan. The most common prepaid college savings plan is the 529 plan. These plans are set up by parents or anyone who would like to contribute towards the student's educational expenses. Money is taken out of their paychecks, deposited into the college savings account, and held until the student attends college. The Bursar's office does not set up 529 plans for you. They accept payments from the 529 plan towards the student's balance. For further questions regarding these accounts, please contact the Bursar's office. If you have any additional questions or concerns regarding billing or payment plans, please contact the Bursar's office by phone at 330-672-2626 or by email at bursar@kent.edu. You can also visit their website www.kent.edu/Bursar. If you have any questions or concerns regarding financial aid, please contact the Student Financial Aid Office by phone at 330-672-2972 or by email at finaid@kent.edu. You can also visit the Student Financial Aid Office's website at www.kent.edu/financial aid.